Hello, the House of Tarot YouTube followers. Welcome to today's reading. Today I have a special reading for you regarding Are You on Their Mind? This is for the listener that's been wondering about this particular person, wondering what they're thinking, where the time pass, are they thinking of them? Just kind of overall reading about being on their mind. If you'd like to skip right to the reading, please see the timestamp below. If you'd like to stay with me for the card choosing process, we're going to go ahead and get started picking the cards. This is for if you are on their mind. Right away, we have the card Freedom. That's a very interesting card. We're going to go ahead and pick some from our tarot deck. We're going to see which ones pop out. Take this one. We're going to take a couple of our tea leaves just to get some attributes to our reading. Going to take this one, feeling this one. Two came out here, so that's good. Thank you. We're going to ask for a message, a final message from our guides with these little message cards. I'm going to take this one. Okay, if you've been with us the whole time, you know we chose the card Freedom. Your potential is limitless. This is for the reading, Are You on Their Mind? We're going to go ahead and start with the tea leaves. We have Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. The Finger, warning you of a problem, either now or in the future. Kite, a vacation. Victory in some endeavor. I'm going to read this one last. For our tarot, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess. These are very strong cards. The Three of Pentacles, the Death card, Ace of Wands, Hangman, and the Nine of Wands. With this reading, I'm right away getting the sense that when both of you separated or ended communication, no contact, cut the cords, I sense that you had a lot of feeling of, with this Freedom card, a sense of freedom, being let go. I sense that this relationship was a lot of wondering. This person wasn't very truthful with you all the time. They kind of left you wondering, or for you to finish the pieces, for you to put it together. They would kind of just linger the information to trap you, linger some kind of like hope for you that would leave you wondering. So when this relationship ultimately came to an end, it kind of freed you of this somewhat misery, this somewhat left in limbo, this somewhat just hoping, wondering, analyzing, piecing information together. I see you at a moment where you had to kind of involve a lot of friends to say, what does this mean? If this person did this, if he did this, but then he does this, what does that mean? Does he like me? So I do see that this ultimately freed you from a lot of that mental fog, mental trap, where this person kind of had you trapped in the mental block. They were kind of keeping you hostage in their mental games that they were playing. I see this person does this with a lot of people. It wasn't necessarily that it was just for fun. They just don't really know how to communicate. They don't know what they want in their life. To say that it was just you or they kind of targeted you is not real. They kind of target anybody who truly gives them attention or kind of gives them that kind of long leash to play as long as they can. I sense this relationship came to an abrupt end, or this friendship or this kind of connection had to end abruptly, and it freed you from a lot of mental fog that this person was kind of creating in you. I sense you kind of still talk about them. You kind of still wonder if posts or Instagram posts, Facebook posts, messages involve you. You kind of try to analyze this person still to this moment. You kind of get your friends together to look at the situation and to see if this comment or post or who this person was in the background with, or if it included you in some way. I sense this kind of connection really has to come to an end of some sorts. It's really keeping you in the same cycle that they had you in. It's just that they're not present physically at this time, but you definitely keep them in mind. And the message I'm getting deeply is that this person can sense that you have them in your mind, and they still possibly can play with that in another dimension or in another space. They can still kind of manipulate that and have their way, have their fun. This person's not necessarily trying to do this. They're just very comfortable with this kind of lifestyle. And it's almost where they enjoy handing out a lot of breadcrumbs and having their fun, laughing about it. And it's just something they kind of get their kicks out of with several people. They like to be kind of under the radar, not let people know what they're up to, not really give a definite yes, no answer. They're very vague with their pursuits in life. I sense that this person wanted you back. Your fear is to be dangled around again. Your fear is to be kind of manipulated in this way that you used to. I sense that you guys might be even talking slightly, even in the slightest. But your fear is really to go back to this momentum that you guys used to have, where they could dangle you along. They can kind of play with your mind in a sense and kind of breadcrumb you. This person's very breadcrumby, and that's just going to be their nature until they really set their sights higher, or they're really held accountable to something higher. Until that one person, if you're up for the challenge, until that one person holds them accountable, holds them to a higher standard, they're really not going to change. They're going to enjoy all the time they have to play this part, to play this manipulation. And the final outcome is somebody that's very frustrated with them. Somebody that kind of thinks that they have everything in a row, all their ducks in a row, all the things that they should be doing, all the marks that they're hitting in their relationship, but they're still always left frustrated. And it's because this person really has never been held accountable, has never been held to kind of grow and prosper and grow up in a sense. This person's just very used to having fun, having their way. They certainly have a lot of maturity to hit. And it's always because somebody's going to put up with them, whether we like it or not. Some person will always put up with them until they're kind of exhausted or grown out of it. So until that time comes for you, that's the only way to see a true connection with this particular person. If you're really set on this one person, they really have to be held accountable. That's the only way to make some changes. So to say, if you're on their mind or anybody, they're just kind of open to anybody that will let them have their fun, have their way, to kind of play these little mind games that they're used to playing. And that's truly the only way that they kind of know how to have a relationship at the moment. They don't really know anything a little bit deeper or better. I have release, lighten your load. It's funny with this freedom card as well, to have release and freedom. This truly is a message telling me that you've been released. You've been, as much as you might want to be back in this person's life, you've been released of this, whether you know this or not, whether you feel it's right or not, whether you feel that it's the right thing, you've been released. it will come later, the message as to why. You'll understand, you'll remember, you'll say, oh, this is why, because I got to meet this other person, or it freed my mental load to do these things for myself in order to get into this mindset for this opportunity, this one person. So this is really a positive reading telling me that you've been freed. Whether you see this or not, you've been freed of this one person that would play these kind of mind games with you. So Spirit's definitely saying to enjoy the freedom. Just know it will make sense. You've been released. Lighten your load. Think about other things. Think about yourself first and foremost, and get out there for yourself and pursue changes in yourself and just what the universe has for you. So with that, my lovely listeners, thank you for joining me today on this reading. I offer readings at thehouseoftarot.etsy.com. The information's down below. And take care as always. Bye-bye, guys.